Yo, what's up, JRD athletes? Welcome back to day number 2. Today we are going over proper jump rope form fundamentals. So just a reminder, this is the second video of our new Start Here playlist. I just wanted to update these videos. So if you're a beginner who's coming to the channel, I'm gonna answer I think all the questions possible about learning to jump rope, getting proficient at it, losing weight with it, all that stuff. This is also what I'd recommend is going to our 7-day challenge after this, because in this video today, what we're gonna go over is just form fundamentals, how you should be jumping rope, what shoes you should be wearing, what size rope you should be wearing, all these little things that go into, that you should know before you even begin a jump rope workout. This series is more information based, and then if you're a beginner, I would check out the new 7-day challenge, which is literally 7 days of just doing a little bit of jump rope every day, and I progress you through it. So hopefully by the end of the 7-day challenge, you go from beginner to intermediate. Also, as a reminder, the Start Here series and the 7-day challenge is available in the JRD app. That's where all of our programs live. We have an accountability forum in there. There's nutrition information. It's ad-free as well. So some of the workouts on that are programs that you're not gonna find on YouTube. There is a little bit of crossover. There is some stuff that's on YouTube that's there, but it's an ad-free experience. It's pretty cheap for the entire year. Go check it out and let me know if you have any questions. Okay, so first we're gonna talk proper jump rope form. So as you can see here on the screen, we're just gonna go head to toe exactly what you should look like when you are jumping rope. So first, starting down at the toes, you wanna be bouncing up and down on the toes and balls of your feet about 1 to 2 inches off the ground. You don't wanna be jumping higher than that. Going up to the knees, they should be slightly bent so that they absorb the impact. Your wrists should be jutting out to the sides of your hips, and your palms should be facing forward when you're skipping. Now your wrists and your forearms is what controls the whole motion of the jump rope and keeps the rope tight. So this is very important. Along with your wrists being out, your elbows should be as far in as they can go. Basically, the way you want to think of this is creating symmetry on either side of your body. So if you were to draw a line down the middle of your body, it should look the exact same on the right side as the left. Going up to the shoulders, your shoulders and shoulder blades are pulled back a little bit because your head should be looking straight ahead, not down at your feet, so that you maintain upright posture. That's very important when you're skipping. And like I said, eyes facing forward and chin down. An easy way to get used to this is to just jump up and down 1 to 2 inches, counting 1, 2, 3, 4 on the balls of your feet like I am in this video without a jump rope. This just helps you to get those form fundamentals down before incorporating the rope. Next, your breathing is super important when you jump rope. It's the same thing that I would recommend for runners or any other type of athlete. You should be breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth nice and slow. So in through the nose, out through the mouth, maintaining your composure as you go through your workout. Also with your breathing, you should try to breathe through your stomach. So when you fill up with air, you should be feeling your stomach fill up. Don't just be breathing up here in your chest. All right, next we're gonna talk about proper rope size. Now there's a lot of debate about this, but just to be super simple and straightforward, what I want you to do is go ahead and step in the middle of your rope. And when you pull that up to the side, as you can see here in the video, it should come the handle should be right either a little bit under your armpit or right at your armpit. So about mid chest high is where your rope should come up to. And specifically the rope handles, not just the jump rope. Next, I want to talk through some common beginner mistakes and how to avoid them. So first one, your elbows being too wide. If your elbows are too wide, it's going to shorten the length of the rope and you're probably going to trip over it. So bring those elbows nice and tight so that you can jump around the rope. Next one is having uneven hands. You want your hands to be at the same level to the ground. You don't want one hand to be up here and the other down here because you're also going to mess up. Next, don't use your upper arm so much. I see a lot of people doing this when they're jumping rope. You need to keep those elbows in as your center of gravity and mostly use your wrists and forearms to spin the rope around and keep it tight. The next mistake I see is just jumping too high. If you are jumping too high or kicking your feet back or kicking them forward, which is what we call a dolphin kick in jump rope, you're just more prone to injury. Jump rope, if done correctly, is a much lower impact exercise than something like jogging. So do it properly and you can do it, until you're very, very old. We have plenty of 80-year-olds in the community who are still skipping, but you have to make sure that you're jumping low to the ground. Unless you're doing something like double unders or a trick that requires to jump higher off the ground, but we're not quite there yet, so don't worry about that. Next, another big mistake is the double jump. That's when you jump, you hop twice, but the rope only comes around once. I see a lot of beginners doing it because it's a little bit easier to start jumping rope when you do that. The problem with that is you're not going to be able to progress. You're not going to be able to spin the rope fast. You're not going to be able to do tricks, and you're not going to be able to burn as many calories. So what you want to get used to is one hop for one skip over the rope. Always one hop for one skip over the rope. Another mistake I see is getting frustrated. Listen, dude, jump rope is frustrating. Sometimes you trip. I still always trip over the rope and mess up, and it can be really frustrating, but you have to be patient with yourself and really practice these form fundamentals until you get them. One thing I'd recommend is starting with a slightly weighted jump rope. Now, the reason I say this is because with a more weighted rope, you can feel what we call feedback, which is basically just being able to feel the rope spinning around. When there's a little bit of weight to it, you can tell where the rope is, making it easier for you to jump over. If you start with something like a speed rope that they use in CrossFit, you're not gonna really feel the rope, and you're not gonna know when to match the rhythm of the rope to your feet, and that's gonna lead to more mess ups. So try to get a rope with a little bit of weight to it. The favorite one that I use for every single workout, I think it's the best for losing weight and fitness, is the Crossrope quarter pound. And we have that linked up in the description or on this video. We also have a discount code where you can save, but if you need a jump rope, that's the best one in my opinion for losing weight. And lastly, I just wanna talk about shoes. So I would not recommend starting jump rope barefoot or in socks, because you're probably gonna whip your toes, and also you're probably just not gonna be used to the impact, and that can cause things like shin splints and foot pain. The types of shoes that I think are best for jumping rope are basketball shoes, running shoes, cross-training shoes, any shoe like that. I've seen people jump in Vans or Converse, but I personally just don't think there's enough support there, especially for a beginner jump roper. So you wanna make sure that you are using proper shoes, like I mentioned, when you're starting out jumping rope, just to prevent injury. And also, you wanna make sure that you are jumping on a rubbery or softer surface. And what I mean by that is using a jump rope mat is the best way to do this, because it provides a little bit of a rubber cushion on top of a hard surface. It's totally fine to jump rope on concrete, but you will wear through your ropes a lot easier, and you are more prone to foot and shin, ankle injuries and stuff like that, just because the impact is a lot stronger than if you're jumping on something like a mat, a wooden gym floor, a really thin carpet. So yeah, basically get the right shoes and make sure that you're jumping on a softer surface. All right, y'all. Well, that was everything that you need to know about form fundamentals and like how to get started jumping rope if you're at the very beginning. As always, please comment below, ask me questions. I'm happy to discuss, anything to get you just proficient and started and good at jumping rope. And just a reminder again, this video is part of our Start Here series, so be sure to tune in for day 3. And also, if you have not, go to the Jarity app and check out the 7-day challenge. And by the way, the 7-day challenge is free, so you can sign up for it, do a free trial. If you don't like it, cancel, no biggie. Let me know any questions you have.